Alright, we're on there. What is up? Oh, shit. What's up? Sorry, that was my fault. The cameras didn't want to come on. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, they're on now. Verified. I see us.
God, I cannot wait to get this story over with.
That's why I didn't want you to delay it. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
I knew you were gonna be.
Mama, I killed Dane. Oh, Wayne. Jesus.
Oh man.
Some country bumpkins.
That's what you sound like.
What is that supposed to mean?
I'm sorry, but is it not true? Should we go get your cowboy hat and suede fringe?
What's up? I gotta get up here a little bit. There we go. What is up?
So what's up? Okay.
Oh, you're gonna run right in there.
I am ready.
I'm a little dragon.
Why?
Dragon. Well, so I needed a sugar uptake, but
no, you would have crashed right now, and then you would have been like, I don't want to do it today. Let's just do it tomorrow.
That does sound like me, yes.
Like, you think I don't know you, but I do.
I really wanted a hot fudge sundae.
I know.
And I was the whole time waiting for her. I thought she ordered it.
No, because I knew you were going to crash. And I knew you were going to be like, oh, I just want to take a nap instead after you had your sugar crash. So.
That is probably accurate.
You will thank me later.
Why? Because am I getting one later?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
If you're good.
What is up? Dragon D's nuts.
Yeah, it does sound good. See? Oh my God, they were just talking about McDonald's Sundays.
They have Sundays at McDonald's?
I mean, it's hard enough to just find a place where the machine's working.
Are they good?
Probably.
Fuck. So we order from Marble Slab, which is decent. But last time we ordered two Sundays, and it was DoorDash, and they only brought us one. And I was pretty upset about it.
I knew it was gonna happen too.
Yeah, so I just ate it all by myself.
No,
I'm just kidding. We split it, but it was like,
It would have been great to have our own, but then again, I don't feel guilty at all for only having a half. It was like a small little portion.
Yeah, so I told her next time she orders two of the same things, make one a little different.
That's what I usually do, but I was like, surely they will get it right this time. But I don't know. I shouldn't have been so optimistic.
But also you said once you pressed order, you just knew in the back of your head that they would fuck it up.
Yeah. I did. I was hopeful, more optimistic than I should have been. It's always, anytime I'm ever ordering anything on DoorDash. So yesterday when we ordered waffles and sandwiches and stuff, I ordered 2 waffles, but I had them do one with the berries on the side and one normal.
Oh, I was wondering why that was.
They usually don't screw it up, but after the ice cream incident, I was like, I ain't taking no chances.
Yeah, because the orders come in together. So it says 2 ice cream sundaes, and that's all it says. So, someone's...
But you would have thought, if the total came to $20, though, it's I'm not paying one...
Look who works there. Kids that are just on their phone all the time.
But still.
Seriously?
So we won't make that mistake again. No, we will not.
So, dude, I'm done with this episode. Thanks for listening, guys.
You're like, yes, we've just been talking about ice cream, and that's only making you want it even more.
I don't even know if me doing Ding Corll was any good. I don't know.
Is.
All I know is 5 parts came out of this bitch.
Well, let's bring it on home.
I don't need a nap. I didn't take a nap, Wolfie.
No, he didn't. But I knew he would have.
You already know this episode. Why are you here? Oh, I'm just kidding.
So she can make sure you do it right.
I know.
It's time for Hubcam. Luna left us.
I know this story is pretty well covered, you know. But it's also one of those milestone cases. Like, it's like Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, you on a true crime podcast? You've done 400 episodes, but you don't know Jeffrey Dahmer? Like, it just doesn't work out, you know?
Here he is.
Oh, shit. Hubble, where'd you go, Bubby? Oh, I think it just died. Oh, well. Fuck it.
No.
Hubble, you broke it.
Oh, poor buddy. Oh, he is.
If you grab another battery, I can do it.
Is there one in there?
Yeah, and there's one charged on the end there. I stopped taking naps, and it was really hard to quit. I'm just going to say, because 2:00 comes around and I want to nap. In fact, the Coca-Cola company, which we learned from American Pickers.
This was Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, they had a campaign that it was 10, 2, and 4. And what they did was they hired this nutritionist or something. No, this was back in the 30s.
Something like that.
And this guy said that your body crashes, like everybody's body kind of goes downhill at those 3 times during the day. So 10:00, 2:00, and 4:00.
Because it's after you've eaten. Like your blood sugar's gone down.
Exactly. So that's why you would drink a Dr. Pepper is at 10, 2, and 4, which now we know.
3 times a day.
Which is probably
for your health.
I mean, yeah, Dr. Pepper was a medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made by a doctor.
Yeah, because Will covered that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quacking dacking. All right, who's ready to get started?
They want to see Ode Hubs first, if possible. Oh, he is so cute. Hubble. Hey, buddy.
Hey, y'all. Yard sale season's coming up. Do y'all do yard sales? We're going to kill it.
We do yard sales.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to it. But we get up early on Saturdays when that happens, so sacrifices.
Here you go. Here's your Hubcam. You can take it.
Is it on?
I think so. Yep. Oh, shit.
Hey, bud.
Say something, Hubs.
Bubble. You're on Teeves, bud.
Hey, Bubby. He's yawning.
Ode Hubs. Hubble, buddy. Hubble.
He is so shy. What?
Hubble, come here.
Hubble.
Oh.
You better be nice, Bubby. Okay, that's enough.
You good, bud? Okay. Yeah. There you go.
He just acts like a puppy.
He looks still like a puppy. Like his size, you know? He's a forever little pupper. I mean, he's 50 pounds, but he's compact. Hey, bud. I love you, buddy.
All right, who wants to do this shiz?
Let's do it. All right.
All right, bring it home for us.
Bring it on home to me. Yeah.
I might get you to read the David Brooks confession. I don't know, though. It's not that long, but it depends on if you guys want her to read it. Literally, that's what it depends on.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like terrible. It's just, I don't know if you guys want.
How long is it?
I just said it's not long. It's like a page.
Oh. Sure.
All right. Starting this episode with a quote from Wayne Henley. Mama, I'm just kidding. That's not a quote.
Like, how many times have you said that quote?
It's been in my head.
In the 4 parts. 5 parts that we have now done this.
I was in the shower today. I was like, Mama.
Yeah, we saw your thirst edit video of it.
I killed Dean.
Okay.
Oh, Wayne.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, Wayne.
Okay. Let's pick another quote from this story.
Such a fucking mess. All right, Wayne Henley says, quote, Dean was he was reserved, quiet, enjoyed himself. The man that did these killings was something else. Wayne Henley. All right, let's talk about a victim here, getting straight on it. If you guys want, we're going to talk about a guy named Johnny Malone. This is one of the 29 victims. But let me see if I can. Let's see. I doubt there's. Oh yeah, there is a photo right here. Good. All right. Let me plug my computer up. Oh, but why are you staring at me, Bubby? I mean, that's fine, but...
He loves you.
Well, I love you too, Hebs. And we can do things later.
Cuddle.
Cuddle. Come on.
So you said 29. Mm-hmm. So where were the other bodies found again?
Well, yeah, we're going to go there.
Okay.
What? I'm trying to get this, damn it, my display thing's not working now. What the fudge? I might just show the camera these pictures.
We can do that.
All
we can
right.
be flexible.
Yeah, because I can't get this shit working. Nothing works. So I didn't quit thinking that it does. Anyway, this right here is Johnny Malone. This is from the DNA Doe project. And let's see if I can zoom in. Shit. So if you want to try to describe this chap for us, I'm gonna hold it up to the camera because I can't. Things aren't working right now.
Is that like a rendered photo?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, that's what he looked like.
I'm not sure. So like that's meant to be him aged, a little older. Brown hair, brown eyes, fair skin.
I mean, there might be a better photo. Also, Yaz, what do you think of this freaking skin?
Let's not get too distracted now.
Well, I just wanted to show you. Yeah, so, yeah, it is kind of terrifying, actually. That photo is...
It's like an age progressed picture.
Yeah, but he's not missing. I don't understand why they would age progress it.
I don't know.
I mean, he was found at the beach.
Oh, the beach is where he buried
Yeah,
other
that's where
bodies.
I'm starting, but I don't know why they would age progress it. That is so odd.
I don't know.
What the fuck? But is it really age progress?
It looked like it.
He doesn't look 11?
No.
But then again, why is he on the Doe project?
Well, maybe he was missing before he was found dead.
I mean, it still says pending. All right, so what we know about this guy is David Brooks, who we'll talk about, knew this boy and goes over the murder as it happened. So I am not sure why he's considered a missing person. It is so weird to me. What? I mean, I didn't look his picture up until now, but
okay, well, maybe it's a different kid. No?
It is a different kid.
There you go.
You're right. His picture just came. I typed in Johnny Malone, which I spelled wrong. I see that now. And yeah, that is the one of the unidentified kids. Thank you. Okay, I am so sorry, guys. I did not look that picture up. Let's see if we can find his real picture real quick, because it should be in here. Let me see. Damn, that was like really confusing for a second. Well,
sorry.
I'll throw it on the website or something. All right. Anyway, let's get this thing going, man. All right, Johnny Malone. This is the one we're starting with tonight, and as you're going to see, Wayne Henley was not only involved in the murders, but he was just as sadistic as Dean. Now, if we take David's word for it, David Brooks, who says he hasn't killed anyone and then blamed most of the killings, all the killings, on Wayne and Dean, Wayne never defended that. I mean, Wayne admitted to killing, being forced or not. We can see that David's account is probably pretty accurate. Plus, Wayne's account is also accurate because he wanted to tell the truth for Mama, so I can live. So we can see that Wayne is actually pretty sadistic.
Okay.
This is the guy that's trying to get out of prison right now.
Okay.
This boy, Johnny Malone, was one of the many victims. And he was over that night, a night before, I can't even remember what date. But just like most of the boys who would always come over, and most of the time it would be fine. They would just come over, sniff some paint, drink, whiskey, whatever. Wayne would actually finance most of the parties because Wayne actually worked as a handyman. So he financed a lot of the parties. And they would just get fucked up. That's what they did.
Okay.
So the kids would come over, and then if something happened, it was like a gamble almost. Now, they didn't know that they could die.
Right.
But a lot of them did, because things got out of control like we talked about. So Johnny Malone is one of those kids. However, he tried to escape, and Wayne is the one that killed him. Okay, so this is the first one that we know that Wayne is killed, according to David.
First one.
David saw it.
Okay.
He saw this kid trying to escape once things are getting too far, and now he could potentially run out of the house. Now, this is at 2020 Lamar. So this kid, Johnny Malone, this is what happens according to David. All right. I don't know if I want to tell you what happens or let you read the exact quote, but let me just try to describe it because this is kind of intense.
Okay.
Johnny Malone is with another guy there named Billy Baulch, Baulch, and both of them are going to be killed this night.
Okay.
Johnny Malone tries to make an escape for it, and Wayne sees it, and he shoots him right in the signature spot that Wayne shoots everyone, even Dean, right in the forehead.
Okay.
Now, we talked about a .22 caliber. It's not really big. It's not a big bullet. You can get shot with a .22 caliber all.
Yeah, but maybe not in the middle of your forehead.
I know.
Right.
This is what makes this murder so intense. Okay. .22 caliber bullet straight in the forehead, like right between the eyes. Boom. Pineal gland blown up. He falls to the ground, and this was Wayne that shot him right in the forehead, close range. He falls to the ground, and that's the end of it. Right? That's the end of it. However, a full minute goes by. A full minute, 60 seconds goes by, and little Johnny Malone gets up with his bullet in his head like nothing happened. And he said, "Please, Wayne, don't. Please, don't kill me." Can you read this is from David.
Jeez. Johnny Malone, Johnny DeLone, something like that. Yeah, it's true. Billy Baulch was already laying dead in the bed, and I was sitting talking to Johnny, trying to keep him calm because he went wild when he's seen the strangling. He knew he was fixing to go himself. Wayne snuck back and hollered, "Hey, Johnny!" And when he turned around, Wayne shot him in the face and he fell over. About a minute later, he raised up and he says, "Please, Wayne, don't." Wayne had to choke him. Jeez.
Isn't that crazy?
Wolfie says size matters twice in this case.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of wonder if he even knew, like at that point, if he was shot.
That's crazy.
Because, I mean, that probably disrupted his brain, I guess.
That's wild. Yeah.
So we know Wayne, as you're about to see, is completely okay with killing. Mm-hmm. And David is not okay, but he doesn't, he's still there. He's helping bury the bodies, yada, yada, yada. But Wayne specifically is taking part in these killings, a lot of the chokings and stuff like that. David claimed that he actually didn't kill anyone. He just helped dispose of the bodies. He also said that Wayne is more sadistic than Dean was. And the reason I'm harping on this Wayne guy is because right here, and I showed you last time, but he's trying to get out of prison. Now, this is recent. This is from 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. He's trying to get a compassionate release. And as you're going to see, he's fine where he's at.
We should probably not be so compassionate.
Exactly. And Wayne says about his childhood, well, if you had a daddy that shot at you, you might could do some things too. He also says this, quote, I know I'm going to be sent away, and I'll be about 40 when I get out.
That's optimistic.
Maybe they'll take me in the army. He's 66 now. So luckily, I mean, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. He's going to get out at 40? There's 29 dead boys, and you're going to get out at 40? I mean, what are you what it... What
I don't know. Maybe he thought that because he wasn't the killer of most of them.
But I will say, if it wasn't for Wayne, because David was smarter, David wasn't going to admit to anything until his hand was sort of forced, right? Mm-hmm. But if the boys would have said, hey, let's just blame all this on Dean, and we were just forced to help, they could have possibly gotten away. I can guarantee you they would have gotten away, because no one could prove otherwise. If they knew the lawyer thing, and Wayne went in there and he had a lawyer at first, and he didn't just chirp like a little bird,
Interesting.
They would have definitely got away.
Now I do want to know what he said.
What
was his confession?
Oh, David's?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
because they were both not silent, right? So
here's what happens. Wayne, he's the one that's arrested first, and I'm trying really hard. But don't do it all over my brand new mic.
Go ahead. Keep going.
No, because I don't want you to...
No, it passed.
All right. Now. So Wayne was arrested first, and he wants to clear his conscience. And also, he doesn't think he's going to get in prison that long. But so he does it, and then he actually is in the police station, and he looks at David and is like, I done told him everything, David. You might want to do that too. And David's like, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And so eventually David did confess, but he actually has two confessions. One was kind of redacted and reworded, if you will. But
it's almost like it was the great prisoners, the prisoner's dilemma, but yeah. Except doesn't sound like they were really forcing.
Well, it was interesting because David didn't want to say anything, and Wayne was an open book.
But now that he was, yeah. I mean, he knew that he chirped, so he needed to.
Yeah. Tweet. But David. Actually, what I was going to say, the detectives actually did something crazy. They tried to interview both of them at the same time, which is nuts. They did a lot of weird things in this case.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at let's look at this confession. Let's see. It's a jumbled effing mess. I'm gonna send you just a bunch of text. Is that okay?
Sure.
Or actually, do me a favor. Can you give me your computer right quick? I'm gonna pull up this thing for you so you can just read it off here. Oh, fuck.
One moment, please.
Sorry. All right, so since no one said they cared or not whether she reads it, I guess she'll just read it. You guys fine with that? If I'll cut it up too, you know.
The first killing that I remember happened when Dean was living at the Yorktown townhouse. There were 2 boys there, and I left before they were killed, but Dean told me he had killed them afterwards. I don't know where they were buried or what their names were. The first few that Dean killed were supposed to have been sent off somewhere in California. The first killing I remember being present was 6363 San Felipe. The boy was Reuben Haney, Watson. Dean and I were the only people involved in that one, but Dean did the killing, and I was just present when it happened. I also remember 2 boys were killed at the Place 1 apartments on Magnum. They were brothers, and their father worked next door where they were building some more apartments. I was present when Dean killed them by strangling them, but again, I did not participate. I believe that I was present when they were buried, but don't remember where they were buried. The youngest of these boys is the youngest that was killed, I think. I remember one boy who was killed on Columbia at Dean's house. This was just before Wayne Henley came into the picture. Dean kept this boy around the house for about 4 days before he killed him. I don't remember his name, but we picked him up around 11th and Rutland. I think I helped bury this boy also, but I don't remember where it was. This was about 2 years ago. It really upset Dean to have to kill this boy because he really liked him. A boy by the name of Glass was also killed at the Columbia address. I had to take him home one time, but he wouldn't get out because he wanted to go back to Dean's. I took him back and Dean ended up killing him. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure whether it was Glass that I took home or another boy, but I believe it was Glass. And it was during that time that we were living on Columbia Street that Wayne Henley got involved. Wayne took part in getting the boys at first, and then later he took an active part in the killings. Wayne seemed to enjoy causing pain, and he was especially sadistic at the Schuler address. Most of the killings that occurred after Wayne came into the picture involved all 3 of us. I still did not take part in the actual killing, but nearly all 3 of us were there. I was present when Mark Scott was killed at the Schuler address. I had told him my witness statement about Mark being at the Schuler house, but did not say that I was present, which I was. Mark had a knife. Can you stop getting this in my fucking face?
Jeez, that is not in the confession. Okay, you are making things up now. Do
you want me to stop?
No. Well, actually, stop for a second. Did you notice some things there?
Well, he says that he did not participate in any of the killings, and he said that Wayne certainly did, and he was especially sadistic.
Mm-hmm. And we believe that. So the reason, man,
I don't think I need to read the rest of it, but I think that's a good gist of where this is going. Unless there's something else in there that you think I should read.
No, I think that's it. Yeah, no, that's it. Let me see. Well, skip the one that we just read, and then I know of 2 that were killed. One was from Baton Rouge. Did you already read that?
No. In the email?
Okay, yeah, just that's fine. That's fine. All right, so that is David Brooks, and like I said, he was the one that met Dean Corll in the 6th grade. Now, when Wayne Henley came into the picture, let me back up. David Brooks had known Dean Corll for 4 years by the time Wayne Henley came into the picture. Wayne Henley was the new boy. And right away, he became almost like a tyrant to not only all these kids, but also David Brooks. David Brooks remembers one time when he went into the house and immediately he was slugged by Wayne, fist in the face. Wayne was hiding behind the door. Boom, right in the face, knocks him out. David Brooks wakes up on the torture board and is getting raped. So I don't know if that tells you the dynamic of the three.
Yeah.
You know, not that David Brooks was innocent, because he surely wasn't.
What was David Brooks's prison sentence? I know Henley's was 6 life sentences.
I think
Brooks?
I'm pretty sure it's the same. I actually, let me look it up, because I know he died, so I was just like, oh, good. And let me see. Wolfie, do you know? Man, the sunshine. So he got life in prison, one life in prison.
Okay.
So they did put him in there for life in prison. However, he just died not too long ago. Wolfie, did you see this? Well, I don't know. Did she see that wallet? I think she would like that, like to see it. The alligator one?
I think she saw it the other day.
She saw it. All right. Anyway. All right. So moving on. We're getting this on. All right. This is what Wayne said about choking someone. Can you read the next one?
Man, it's horrid, he said. It ain't like on TV. Man, I choked one of them boys, and he turned blue and gurgled, and I just couldn't kill him. He just wouldn't die. I went in and got Dean, and I saw he came out and helped. Had to do 2, 3 like that. So,
that's Wayne Henley. So, this is what I was talking about. So, this is an actual alligator wallet that Nicole bought.
And I cannot sell it.
You see his feet?
Because it's made in Cuba.
It's like from the 60s, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It came in randomly. She didn't buy it.
It was just thrown in with a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah. Probably because they also couldn't sell it.
Do you want to read Brooks's confession or not? I mean...
I don't think I need to read the rest of it.
Or no. Wayne's confession. All right, anyway.
How about I read part of it? Like, part of it. Just to get the gist.
Okay. Well, in a minute. Let's get this thing on. All right. At this time, the Corll Candy Company goes out of business. That's 1968. And during that time, Ruby, remember I told you about the candy apple lady?
Yep.
She notices that there's a lot of stress going on. The company's closing. Dean is having to get a part-time job. And not only that, she also sees Dean on several occasions, especially in the late evening, nighttime, carrying a shovel with him. Okay, now this is 1968. And what he would do is he would go into the factory, into some of the back rooms. This is before he was dealing with Wayne Henley and even David Brooks, a little bit of David Brooks, I guess, they had just met. But in 1968, Ruby kept seeing him, and other employees kept seeing him carrying a shovel with him, going into the back rooms and digging in the factory. After he was digging, now when asked about it, because several employees are like, what are you doing? He would say that he was, quote, dumping discarded candy apples, which that they've never done that. Like, you throw them in a dumpster. You don't bury them and then pour cement. You don't bury them and pour concrete over it.
It's okay. You can say cement.
You don't bury them and then shoot semen all over it.
Ew.
So, this is before. All right, so you're asking, all right, well, they didn't even dig. Even today, they haven't even started digging or even cared to freaking dig in the factory. What the fuck? You really think he's discarding candy apples, burying them in the factory, and then recovering it with fresh concrete? Who the fuck would do that? Dean was already killing people on his own. Like,
yeah.
Why don't they go and fucking... No one's brought this up? Like, has no one brought this up?
Not that suspicious, apparently, to them.
She has seen him dig on multiple occasions. I mean, there are probably 10 or 20 bodies under there.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a
And they haven't even
29.
dug it up.
Yeah.
You know what? This pisses me off. Actually,
What?
can you read the next one?
He did his burying without a word of complaint, the way he did everything else. He had this big roll of clear plastic, 4 or 5 foot wide. He had sacks and sacks of cement and other stuff back in his pouting room. We didn't ask what he used it for.
What?
They don't want to know. They don't want to know.
But it's been 30 years.
Denial.
40 years.
Denial.
Right? It's been over 40 years.
Hey, what's that river in Egypt called?
But it's crazy. Like this new generation, like what the fuck? Not this new generation. I'm saying like why have they not even as a curiosity, just to be morbidly curious, let's go freaking dig it up. Like what? What the fuck?
In their view, some things are better left buried and swept under the rug.
At least build a hotel or something over it, like some of the people do.
Yes. Wolfie, this is the second time we have both said like the exact same thing today.
Nice.
At the same time. It's awesome.
So, no one knows how many victims Dean has, but it's probably a far more amount than 29.
I think that's fair to say at this point. Yeah.
And they're probably still buried both in the boat shed and in the factory.
Yeah.
The factory is like a place you could look now and find bones.
Probably.
Undoubtedly. You
Yeah.
literally could go dig right now and find bones.
Yep. And they haven't.
And they
Still
have not. They have not. 40 years later.
Still haven't. Seems like a lot of work.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I will say that because Ruby went up to the detective and said that, said, hey, Dean was digging here in the factory. And they had sent someone out, and I have a quote in there where she says, I have to find it, but it says something like they hit they basically did 5 little shovel digs and then quit. But
That's pathetic.
It's pathetic. But I will say she was talking about the detective who was there in charge of it was more concerned about her husband because her husband also worked with them. And he asked her, like it matters, if her husband, quote, was a queer.
That's what they care about.
And she is like, okay, what does it matter?
What does that have to do with anything? We're talking about murdered children, like dozens of murdered children. And that's what you care about right now?
That's all the detective asked is your husband a queer?
Dude.
I know, right? What the fuck?
That's crazy.
I mean, I know this is in the 70s, but goddamn, still.
I mean...
Is your husband a queer? I mean, what the fuck?
I mean, that's crazy that it would be her response.
I know.
That's just crazy.
Put them shovels down, boys. Her husband
it
is
is
queer.
kind of crazy that like the parents of these missing, or they were missing kids, but of the kids, who were probably killed by Dean. I'm sure you could probably figure out the accurate number by how many missing children there were in the surrounding areas in that time frame. So you can get a more accurate count of how many kids were probably killed. But I am surprised that there was not maybe there was, and we just don't hear about it. But you would think the parents in this town would be fucking outraged.
So a lot of them were from broken homes, but the parents were calling on the police, and the police were doing literally nothing. And I get it. It's the runaway time. It's the 70s. Everyone's, running away, joining the circus or whatever. But I mean, everyone's only running away from the heights. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Exactly.
It doesn't really make any sense. Let me actually, real quick, I want to find that quote. And I thought I put it in here, but I definitely want to read it right quick because it's kind of pisses you off a little bit. So But isn't that nuts?
Yeah. Yeah, that is nuts.
All right. 1 second. I want to read that quote from Ruby right quick. I got to get the book. 1 second. Hey, Wolfie, I'm not like saying this in a bad way, but what other podcast did you listen this to? And have I done a good job? Or I'm just wondering. It doesn't matter, but I do kind of wonder.
It's a trap, Wolfie. Do you have any more of that Diet Coke in there?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I knew you were going to do that.
Oh, shit. All right. I'm just kidding. Shit.
Well, you already did it, though.
I know.
Fine,
Yeah,
then you can wait while I go get me one.
Babe, let me get you one. Babe. Let me go. No, because I want to do it because it's the right thing to do. Fuck.
Everybody's mad at you, huh?
Maybe.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? For all you married folks, I'm sure you can attest that your husband would have done the exact same thing. Hey, Natasha. Good to see you, girl.
Nice.
Off work, too.
She's out of Sharkies. No, Snakies. What is it? Shaky Snakies. Wait, Snakies would be like the male strip club. Snakies.
Oh.
I can't find that fucking quote. Whatever.
Don't worry about it.
All right, moving on. All right, actually, I'll read some of these quotes. Now, I'm not talking bad about police in general. Just this one department did not care. Okay, and some of the police did care. You know, like that one quote you read that detective was like, "It's a shame that this happened." Like,
yeah.
We should have kept digging. He didn't have any control over it.
Right.
So they're not all like this, but oh my gosh, Shram, what's happening now? You need to get off there, dude. It's too much, man. It's too much.
It'll make you crazy.
Dude,
keep going with the story, please. We've got to finish the Candyman today.
One detective said about the missing kids, quote, "These kids, most of them, knew what they were getting into. They were male whores out for some quick money." Another detective said, "Those kids were what you call little turds, most of them. Several had police records. Several had nutty parents." That is so fucked up. Mm. Okay, most of them did not have police records. Most of them were just kids that, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
just kids.
Holy shit. I mean, these are 11 years old. 11 years. I mean, how many 11-year-olds?
11-year-olds, yeah.
11-year-olds have freaking police records.
Yeah. No.
Let me see. So this is Ruby Jenkins, the candy apple lady, about the digging and about the police not digging up the bodies in the factory. Quote, "They couldn't have been more bored. They sent a couple of detectives and a digging machine out to the shed on 22nd to meet me, and they found about 40 reasons to tear up a few feet of dirt and then quit. There was concrete in most of the places where Dean used to dig, and a detective kept saying, Lady, this is old cement. There couldn't be any bodies under here. Lady, you're just plain wrong. So I walked away.
Well, who put the cement there?
And then that same detective says, tell me about your husband. Is he a queer? Oh my God. Nuts, man. It's completely fucking nuts.
Wow.
I mean, good Lord, dude. All right, moving on. Fuck, I gotta get back to the... Why don't one of you guys throw a lawsuit at her for doxing people like that? At this time, the candy business started to turn sour. and Dean picked up another shift at the Houston Lighting and Power Company. And by this time, the mom had already remarried twice more, now to a man who was a paranoid schizophrenic and extremely jealous and violent. So she couldn't even stay at her own house anymore. She had to live in the candy factory, and Dean Corll basically fortified it. Security cameras, big locks, everything. Because this guy was extremely unstable. He would ride around the factory at night, blaring the horn. He would come up there, pound on the door, demanding to see Mary West. All of this stuff. And the police, were called, but they never even came out. So they had they fortified Mary West, the mother, in the candy factory. Now, this is during the time where it's closing down. So, and this is bad news for Dean, because at this point, she contacts another psychic, and this psychic tells her that she needs to move out of there to somewhere else. She moves to Dallas. Now, Dean's only lifeline, which is in a lot of cases we do, when the parents leave or parents die, they have that one little lifeline, which it was to her mom, that separates them from normal, although kind of effed up, to complete homicidal maniac, has now been severed. So this is when all the killings started happening at once. So the killings probably happened 68 to, the number is 70 to 73. However, that's before, but we know that he was digging in the factory. So if we take that into consideration, it would be 68 to 73.
Yeah.
So once mom moves to Dallas, then, he's all alone. He doesn't have any friends. Remember, this is all he does. His two friends are teenagers who just come over and get high and stuff like that, and then eventually help him torture people. Like, those aren't good role models,
No.
So he started moving. Now, this is crazy. The first place he moved. Now, this is before 2020 Lamar, where he was shot and killed, his father's place. He started moving once the factory shut down to different locations, different apartments. In fact, over 5 years, 25 different addresses in 5 years. That's a lot.
That's
a lot. 5 a year.
Yeah.
Why do you think he wants to move that much?
Well, something be stanky in his boat shed.
You think they should be, looking at those places?
Yep. Sure do.
You think they are?
Nope. Doesn't sound like it.
The thinking is that the reason he moved every, 2.5 months to a different apartment is because he was burying bodies there.
Right. Hey, he's running out of square footage in the apartment backyard,
How many is this guy killed?
It's just, that's where it's...
This guy probably killed over 100 kids.
Yeah, it's probably way, 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 way more than the numbers that we were talking about.
No one's even been back and looked anywhere where he lived.
I hope that somebody does. Like, I hope that maybe,
now it's 40 something years later.
Doesn't mean it's too late to do some excavating if they have information about where, kids may be buried.
But the only person that can provide them information now is Wayne. Wayne Henley, who may say, "Hey, I know where some more bodies are.
Some more bodies are.
If you let me out of prison."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he may.
I mean, shit, maybe. So now Dean is all alone. His mother has left, and the candy factory, the thing that he grew up in, and the only thing he really knew, because let's be honest, he's a relay tester at Houston Power and Lighting. You think he gives a shit about that? There's no passion in that. I mean, he goes.
Where's the candy at?
He goes to work and he does his job, and that's it.
Right.
He ain't got nothing to live for at this point, honestly. Mm. He's starting to drink more. I mean, where I told you about Betty Hawkins, the girl that he was kind of going to marry, but just to appease his mom.
Yep.
So they're in communication all these years, and she notices he's changing. He's more down. He's more depressed. He's more nihilistic. He's more drunk. He's just not that old sweet Dean. So he picks up his life first by moving across the street from the Cooley Elementary School. That's his first location. He actually rents a storage shed.
Has anyone checked the storage shed? Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
Holy shit.
I mean, like, in a normal case, I feel like the answer would be like, of course it was thoroughly searched and they found 4 bodies here and blah, blah, blah. In this case, you're like, they didn't even fucking open the thing, did they?
I mean, well, here's the thing. All right, let me go back to what the detective said.
Seems like a lot of work, man.
All right, here's what the detective says. These kids knew what they were getting into. These kids are what you call little turds.
I mean, they're literally blaming the victims
for
being murdered.
When I wrote this story, when I was doing my research, I started writing, these kids are all delinquents and stuff like that. And then I realized, no, this is just what the police were saying. This isn't actually the kids.
To make themselves feel better about not doing shit about it.
Why did we show you David Hillegeist? Why do you think I did his case?
He was a good kid.
And the other kid he was with, Mally,
kid.
He stole a bike. And the police left him in prison for a month not because of stealing the bike, but because he was
teach him a lesson.
He was such a good kid that they could see him being president one day.
They kept him in for a month?
Yeah, you read that. It was a month.
I didn't realize it was. I thought it was like a day.
No, he was a good kid, and they wanted to show him to get back on the right track. Like he is no delinquent. He's not huffing paint, But if you research the story and you read the police reports, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see, this male whore wanted to get his dick sucked for $20, so he went over to Dean's. Now he ended up dead. Who cares? I mean, it's just fucking crazy, right? I mean, these kids were just literally
kids
coaxed with candy, and to the detectives, they're all male whores and little turds. I mean, what the fuck?
Wow.
One detective says, quote, I got live cases to work at, I got live cases to work on where the murderer's at large right now and could kill again. Why should I fuck with this Corll thing?
Wow. Well, you should have fucked with it before he was murdered or killed. But they didn't. Like, they did have a murderer at large and they didn't do anything about it. That is
shit.
Wild.
1 second. I didn't start damn it.
Have we not been on this whole time?
No, we've been on. I just, the recording, I forgot to press the, on here. It's fine. No, it's good. I'll just use the YouTube sound for the first 30 minutes. It's going to sound a little weird, but it's fine.
Man.
I usually record it on my computer too, guys, and I forgot because, I didn't get my ice cream.
Oh, please. Oh, I'm sorry. How is that Diet Coke though? That
You didn't even get me another one.
No, I got myself one.
What the fuck? That's fucked.
No, it isn't.
Natasha says it reminds me of the Dahmer cops.
Yeah. Crazy.
Shit, yeah.
It is just crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sorry, I got lost.
Okay. Boat shed. No.
Okay, yeah.
Other storage unit.
So he moved to a storage shed. That was the first place he moved out of the 25 different addresses. And this is when, now he was still the candy man, even though the shop was out. But those kids a few years earlier who would come, like David Brooks, and get their pockets filled, and even like the 9-year-olds and stuff like that, were now, 13, 14, 15, and they just came to him now, not for candy, but for whatever. Now we're talking about most of the kids were picked up, kind of brought there or whatever. But a lot of the kids did actually go to the house, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, at this point, it's surmised that Dean either found a pair of handcuffs or bought them, who knows, and that's when he started messing with the handcuff trick. Where, let's see if you can get out of these. They're not real handcuffs, they're Houdini cuffs, right?
And they were real handcuffs.
Yeah. So that's when he started to he also, excuse me, sorry, I'm kind of confused. He also kind of developed a Manson-like following too with some of these kids. Now most of the kids that knew Dean, like they survived, right? Also at this time when he met Wayne brought a lot of kids Wayne was enrolled in a driving school. And he went up there and enrolled a lot of the kids to come to the parties, if you will. Mm-hmm. One guy on Facebook, I think recently, said something to the effect of, I was in said driving school.
Oh, wow.
And I was invited to said party. And something happened where, my car broke down or whatever. I couldn't get a ride or I missed their van or whatever. So.
Lucky kid.
Yeah, no shit.
I guess guy now.
When Dean Corll turned 30, he got real conscious about his age because, he's 30 now. He's hanging out with teenagers. He's doing everything he can to look younger. While everyone else is growing their hair out and stuff like that, he's keeping kind of clean shaven, trying to look kiddish,
Yeah.
And let me see. He also had a sharp personality change. This came about with an illness he had. I never heard of it. Hydrocele. It's a water pocket that develops in your testicle, and it's supposed to be extremely painful.
Ouch.
So he's going through this too at the same time. Everything's just falling down on this guy. He loses the candy shop. His mama leaves. He
turns
30. He has to work at this job he doesn't like. He's a failure type of thing,
He's a murderer,
So everything just piles up. And lately, his sadistic appetite has been increasing, from what Wayne Henley would say.
Okay.
Now, they were getting paid. Well, let me back up. Dean Corll didn't make a lot of money. I told you Wayne financed a lot of the parties. Mm-hmm. Dean didn't make a lot of money. So the $200 per kid, yeah, that's the contract they had, the verbal contract. That's the verbal contract he had between David Brooks and Wayne Henley. However, there was only one payment of that.
Oh.
Yeah. Dean didn't pay besides that one time.
Interesting.
Yeah. Dean became kind of a shitty friend. Not only would he not. I mean, just think about that statement. Like, he's a shitty friend. He didn't pay his
trafficker for, he only paid him one time. He just got the kids for free.
All right. What I meant by Dean's a shitty friend is he wouldn't pay. Okay. And things like digging graves. He would go, come on, let's go dig these graves. And he would go out there first. All right, I got most of it done. You boys finish it up. They would get out there to the grave, and it would be like he did nothing. He's kind of just a shitty friend even to them.
Yeah, he's like not a good human being at all.
No, he's terrible. All right, let's go to the Texas Farm Road. This is another place they found bodies. So we went to the boat shed. All of his addresses.
Went to another place, at least.
Now we're actually going to another place to pull out bodies. All right, Texas Farm Road. This is where they pulled up the boy Billy Lawrence. It was a summer community called Hickory Hollow. Elmer Wayne Henley in an interview said, quote, "There was just some boys that got Dean." Damn, I can't even read his fucking. "These was just some boys that Dean picked up that I helped him get, brother, and he raped them, ended up killing them, brought them down here and buried them." Now, at this is interesting. I never heard this before, but they brought a rolled up carpet out. Now, this is in the forest. Okay, they bring a rolled up carpet out with them, with the bodies, but
with the body in it.
No, the body's not in it. In fact, you'll see Dean is so strong that he would literally put one boy under each arm and kind of barrel them, walk over to the grave. There's another reason they brought the carpet with them. It's kind of interesting. I never heard of anyone doing this, but moving on. I'm just kidding. They bring the carpet with them because when they start digging, they don't want to make a mound somewhere. So they just dig out the excess dirt, put it on the carpet, roll the carpet up, and then, move that dirt somewhere else.
Huh.
Because on like the side of the road, for example, if you dig a grave, you're going to have a mound with that dirt,
Yeah.
So that's why they did that. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Tidbit for all you body burying people out there.
All right. So they found 2 bodies out there. They also found one on Mile High Beach, which I kind of want to... damn it, my computer's not hooked up to go to Google Earth. But it's a beach. And the detectives did go out there. It was on Highway 87, turned east along the Gulf. And this is from David Brooks. Drove parallel to the beach and parked on the shoulder at Mile High Beach, where the highway changes color just beyond, and then down along the grass line. Now, they brought this bad boy with them. It's called a Galleon 118 Road Grader. This is the exact model from that time. Pretty sick, eh? It's a big old machine. It's for men, so I know all you guys are females on here. So
I wouldn't generalize.
I'm just kidding. So they were gonna get serious about digging up these bodies finally, which is good.
Oh, were they? I don't know.
They were not. Well, these are the bodies. So on the beach was easy, right? It's sand. They don't have to dig up concrete. It's effing sand. Literally, you could dig it up with your hands.
Yeah.
Plus, David Brooks and Wayne Henley both showed them exactly where the bodies were. Most of them. A couple of them they tried to show, yet they forgot the exact location on the beach. So they just never went back and even asked about it. Like they know that there's some other ones there at the beach.
Still,
but the fact that David Brooks couldn't find it or remember where it was the reason they didn't dig those people up. It's so fucked.
I mean, they'll take any reason to not have to dig them up.
About 30 yards east of so they found 2 graves when they first went out there. This is because they were shown by David Brooks. About 30 yards east of the 2 Friday graves, the blade ripped out a hank of black hair.
Oof.
And a leg bone.
Yikes.
And a digging party exhumed the jumbled remains of a boy. That fucking machine just tore that body all up. Jesus Christ. I mean, you saw the machine.
Yeah.
This is about Dean carrying the bodies to the beach. I kind of mentioned this, but go ahead and read it.
Oh, Wayne's strong, all right, Brooks said. So was Dean. That Dean, he was powerful strong. When we'd come down here to bury a body, I'd stay in the car, and old Dean, he'd put 2 shovels under one arm and a body under the other and just walk right on down to the beach like he was carrying a fishing rod or something.
Fucking nuts. So they found more bodies going further down the beach. If you can read the next one.
In a few dips of the shovel, he brought a patch of plastic into view. In a grave about 2 feet deep and 3 or 4 feet wide, the party found a skeleton the size of a teenage boy's, with strands of dark, wet hair adhering to the skull. The body was entirely wrapped in plastic and tied like a package. Most of the skeleton fell apart when the outside cords were cut, but the feet were almost intact, as though a sculptor had roughed them out in clay.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Now, why do you think the feet were intact?
Were they in shoes?
Yep, there you go. Somebody's been listening to the one I did about that.
That was a good one.
Dude, I went way down that.
That was a great episode, actually.
Dude, I fucking explained that. If someone wants to know, it's no mystery anymore. I explained it.
Yeah.
I even explained why the feet, because the shoes. And I even went down the road of why, the Nike shoes, because they've been pumping more air in the Nikes over the years, why they're protecting the feet. Dude, I killed that episode.
You did. It was
that mystery is solved thanks to me. Thanks to my research. Ain't no one else fucking done that, right?
Go me.
I know it's kind of a, crazy, dumb case, but
I know.
still.
I loved that case, actually.
All right, the feet were intact because which is crazy because the bodies were skeletonized, most of them.
Yeah.
And
well, that's where it's the same pattern, right? He wrapped them in plastic, put the lime in there, tried to decompose it, but he didn't think about taking the shoes off, I guess.
I know, it's crazy. The next body was 200 feet up the beach, unwrapped, full set of teeth with a few gold fillings, black hair long that it almost looked like a female. However, the morgue assistant there said that, no, this is a male. That's what he's there for. But crazy, right? 2 boys who were there, these are observers, beach-going boys. One was 12, the other was 13. Maybe they're brothers. Anyway, they told the media, quote, "It stunk like crazy," one of them said. "Just bones. And you could see his hair. His hair.
Har.
You could see his hair. Looked like a Mexican. Awful." The other boy said, "I seen it dug up. It had hair and a little bit of flesh on his arms. This was the first dead body I ever seen. I hope I don't see no more." I don't know. I thought that was cool to put in there. All right, another 2 miles at the beach, they found more bodies. What are we at, 8 now? Fuck.
No, we're at way more because we already found 17 in the boat shed.
Plus
I've lost count.
Plus 25 different addresses.
Yeah.
All right. So another 2 miles up the beach, they found more bodies. A long stick was inserted deep into the sand and a, quote, "unmistakable odor wafted into the breeze," end quote. If you want to read that next one.
Dear.
And we're finishing this up. Pretty much done.
3 feet down at the edge of the salt grass, a work crew unearthed the body of another young man. Hands folded and tied across his stomach, ankles crossed and bound tightly. The boy wore blue jeans, and one pocket was crammed with hand-loaded rounds of 27 caliber ammunition. A pair of scissors hung from his belt. The cause of death was apparent. 4 or 5 heavy caliber slugs had torn the boy's rib cage apart.
And those slugs came from Henley. Henley was the one that was shooting. They would usually shoot when they couldn't strangle to death because apparently it takes a lot to strangle someone. Never done it. Anyway, later that day they found even more bodies. A, quote, "pair of bodies were lashed together with a cord on the top of each other wrapped in plastic and lime." And then they were going to find the other bodies, at least 2 more, but David Brooks could not successfully lead them to those locations. So they just said, fuck it, we're done. But it's not Dean's fault. if you want to read this is from his mom, even before she died. So she had a psychic problem. So she would always consult these psychics. And this is what the psychic told Dean's mom.
I see Dean. He's completely clear. He's robed in white. He has an aura of white around him.
So what do you think about all this shit? Did I do the Dean Corll story justice?
Yeah, very, very thorough. That is a lot of content on Dean Corll.
I mean, I have a lot more notes, but I'm not going to do this.
I think we get the gist. They went to each location. They found a body. They gave up on finding more bodies. Like, you could probably do that for another 5 more hours, I think.
I could.
Yeah.
I really could.
Like, that's insane.
I hate everyone involved, Wolfie says.
Oh man, it's crazy.
I'm done with Dean Corll, man. I'm done with this story.
Congratulations. You did it.
Yeah. This one was kind of hard. I don't know why. No, you know what was really hard?
I done killed the man.
The really hard story I didn't even do all the way. The Leonard Lake and Charles Ng story. I don't even think I put any of the episodes out.
No, that episode.
I read a 400-page book for that. I still couldn't do it. It's just too complicated. There's too many moving parts.
Started it, got too drunk, ate a Benny's pizza.
Oh yeah, I did get too drunk.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we got, man. That is. I am done.
All right, we did it.
So we will do the Belgium story, and I don't know who requested. I think Shram maybe, or
was it Colleen? Because Colleen's in Holland.
I don't know, one of you guys, but it's a really interesting case. I think you'll like it, and mostly the reason I'm doing it is because you live there.
What day are we gonna do it? Monday?
Yeah, can we do it Monday? And that'll just be unlisted for Supremos.
Okay,
yeah.
because I want to go pick up my favorite beers.
Okay, cool.
I gotta go to Total Wine though, because it's special.
Okay, and no one's done this story, I can promise you. And it's got pretty recent news too.
Cool.
And if you guys look in the request, you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's all, man. That's Dean Corll. So he's innocent, obviously, and his name has been dragged through the mud. You know.
Wolfie says go get Sundays now.
All right. All right. Well, we'll see you guys on Monday.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, guys. And until next time, good night, you lovely, lovely people.